Why, hello there, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. My name is Mr. Dogboat333, and welcome back to Hard to Find for Kaiserredux as the Pacific States of America. Now, last video, war broke out across America. Canada took both New England and Alaska. Hawaii is still doing their own thing, funnily enough, but everything else is not going well. But our initial pushes are going okay. We've seized Idaho. We've secured the Panhandle as well. So we're making some okay pushes thus far. Offensive doctrine. We can't give you charismatic, never mind. We also are getting volunteers from both Japan and Mexico, which is very nice to see, I gotta say. We will take all the help we can get. We got some, oh, there we go. The election's 2 months out. The parties have crystallized, with both Republicans and Democrats suffering major splinters in response to the perceived failures of the main two parties to maintain stability alongside disagreements on foreign policy within the American Civil War. The newest parties is Democratic Republicans, a result of a unique ticket between liberal and reform-minded Democrats and Republicans in both parties, who have tired of their conservative establishments. Another party to re-rise of the old Progressive Party, which has existed in various forms, but is now absorbed largely progressive Republicans alongside the Social Democrats. The most radical ticket on the left, by far, however, is Upton Sinclair's Commonwealth Party, functionally a more formal recreation of the Epic ticket from 32, and which promises a partially planned economy with regard to land and business that are believed to be idle, gaining support from both left Democrats and the right wing of the Socialist Party. This left Republicans and Democrat rumps compared to their past selves, and with the conservative wings both clearly in charge, hoping to stabilize the political scene after their sentence. This is a bit much. The outbreak of the Civil War, garrison legation cities have been left sitting on their hands in China. Though, through calling, the division would leave our Chinese concessions relatively unguarded, and our influence in the city smaller. Many are advising that must be done to win the war. Shall we call this division? Yeah, bring our boys back home. We don't even need to ask. There they are. Boys in blue. I don't know if they're wearing blue, actually, but we can act like we'll just pretend that they're wearing blue. Got the Marshall Arnold plan that'll give us some more recruitable pop. And meanwhile, can't do much else, which is okay. But yeah, I'm actually looking at doing the Commonwealth. I do find this to be perhaps a more interesting one that isn't just anything down here, which I might do this down there eventually. But right now, I'm deciding against it. This is a more typical PSA game, I think. So yeah, that's kind of my plan. I'm not entirely sure. Nope, Spain has fallen far. I must sacrifice every thought, every ideology for the good of a nation, and for the serenity of our fatherhood. Francisco Franco. Next, let's do centralized command structure. With Marshall as Supreme Commander of the West, our army has started to transform. We are no longer a ragtag army of our idealists trying to preserve the dream of America. Marshall has helped us turn our army into a professional fighting force, able to contend with any of our rivals in the East. With an emphasis on planning and talent, we will win the war. Beautiful. We're now touched up with the AUS. Which are we at? We are at war with them. Okay. we are at war with everyone, it looks like. Okay, I'm not going to be able to push you back. We'll just fight the militiaman back then. Let's see if we can get encirclement off here. The Liberal Party, officially the Democratic Republican Party, has released their promise to deliver a new justice to the American people and ensure this instability that caused the Civil War never occurs again. They promised reform to banking, health, social security, and work programs, among other reforms. They've taken flack from both sides of the spectrum, with the progressives and Commonwealth calling the reforms halfway measures. They'll spend taxpayer money for a little return, while the parties to the right have mocked them for promising voters they can have their cake and eat it too, presumably referencing the Democratic, Republican, and the Liberal Party to maintain a balanced budget. The whole time they're doing this, they don't stand a chance, surely. Oh, beautiful. Beautiful. You go back to this, then. And actually... Are we starting off on a great foot? I love it. Surrounding the strip. Gonna move into the Vegas Pahrump area. And wipe things out. High-stakes nature of the election and the disproportionate influence of the PS Pacific states, celebrities have taken to running for candidates. With Humphrey Bogart and Katharine Hepburn giving radio ad together for the Progressive Party, while Charlie Chaplin gave a wholehearted endorsement of the Commonwealth Party, whilst Upton Sinclair stood behind him, glowing. Meanwhile, professional cowboy John Wayne, famous for his lead role in the hit Singing Daisies, has given an interview endorsing the Democratic Party, though he also said he wasn't particularly opposed to Hearst's ideas. Henry Fonda and Marie Dressler endorsed the Democratic Republican Party, and when the latter was asked why, joked that opposites make the best couples. However, ultimately a plethora of stars struck as Ginger, Roger, Dick Powell, and most famously of all, Clark Gable, have stuck by their traditional party of Hollywood, the Republican Party, giving a much-needed national boost, although a handful such as Hedda Hooper have crossed over more consistently conservative Democratic Party, giving both of mainstream conservative parties a much-needed boost. Did this set a poor precedent? Nah. We're pushing very well. We've taken Idaho. We made them the hose or something. Let's move into Salt Lake City next. And we have taken all of Nevada. Democratic Party bosses have free proposal for nominee 37, running more moderate platform as California business manufacturer Henry J. Kaiser, while Oregon Senator, former military officer, Charles H. Martin is running to his right. As the party bosses are unsure about the enthusiasm either men generate, there's a proposal to draft a popular businessman and cultural figure, Walt Disney. This is partially because of his top men have teased the idea of him running. While the latest of these proposals are unorthodox, the Democratic Party has suffered from several splits and may need a more unifying figure to win. Who shall be the nominee for the Democratic Party? We'll do Martin. Not too worried about this. We've taken Utah and therefore Salt Lake City. Okay, let's check this out. Louis B. Meyer is a co-founder of MGM Studios and major ally of the PSA, being a leader member of the GOP despite not holding office and helping coordinate propaganda efforts throughout his company. However, he and his allies in Congress have recently flouted a reform to the Constitution that they claim would gain us needed support by allowing non-native citizens to run for president if they are naturalized citizens, while Meyer is clearly eyeing a run for presidency, which is birthed in the Russian Empire. Gaining him and other immigrant support may be helpful, even if some natives are angered by the reform. I don't think so. No divisions, basic training. Oop, yeah. We'll train up more infantry. More that we can, at least. and Empire of Japan wants to help us, I will take all the help we can get there. Republican Party's candidates are finally in for 37. Initial frontrunners of Robert Taft and Frank Merriam being challenged. Who shall be the nominee for the Republican Party? As far as that Taft is here, we'll do Frank Merriam. We'll keep it boring and West Coast. There. Since the start of hostilities this year, many Americans held on to false hope that violence would settle down quickly and the politicians would find a solution without war. However, the 30-day deadline came and went, and America found itself at war. Today, President and Pacific Congress... I don't remember voting for Pacific Congress... has made an address before the Provisional United States Congress. He stated that in 1776, Continental Congress declared war against tyranny and sought to preserve the rights of Americans. It soon became a beacon of liberty for many others. He emphasized that it was a democratically elected legislature, not a general or political strongman, who authorized the decision of freedom. Today, he says, America finds itself once again at war against tyranny, fighting forces willing to extinguish the flame of liberty. The president concluded by stating that once America had vanquished the dictators in the East, the restored constitutional government would once again live up to the founders' dream of life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness. And moreover, from sea to shining sea. Sic semper tyrannis. We can now recruit the militias in Idaho, Nevada, and Utah, which is nice, but I don't think we need that right now. Work on weeding out the Klan and the Red Guard. A shocking move, William Randolph Hearst has thrown his hat into the ring, giving a speech outside Hearst Castle that the Pacific states must come to a ceasefire with General MacArthur. He promised that when elected president, he would hold MacArthur to his promise to step down. In the meantime, would put an end to crime, syndicalism, and unemployment in the Pacific states through his state-sponsored programs under the National Democratic Party, which is officially yet another breakaway from the Democratic Party. God, the Democratic Party can't get a break, can they? The Democratic Republican Party has 5 candidates for the nominee in 37. San Francisco District Attorney Earl Warren, Washington Governor Clarence D. Martin, California's Senator William Gibbs McAdoo, Oregon Governor Charles A. Sprague, and California newspaper owner Manchester Body, who's running a more populist and personality-oriented ticket. Who shall be the nominee? Give it to my man, Earl Warren. Shout out to Earl Warren. I love that guy. Meanwhile, we'll go ahead and do... I'm not worried about the Navy. So let's work on Central Strategy. Marshall and Arnold have come to us with more details for the Rockies plan. They propose that our Army coordinate closely across our entire Eastern Front. With a streamlined plan, we will have a disciplined force that is less susceptible to the chaos of war. That works. Alright, so the Western Command structure has almost imploded. I'm not really too surprised there, honestly. We can't quite push them there, actually, but let's see if we can sweep in and take Helena. The Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, better known as the Mormons, have expressed sentiments in recent months to strengthen the ideals of communalism within the Church in order to counter the sway of syndicalism. Notably, the Church has come out with a faith-based welfare program called, coincidentally enough, the Church Welfare Program, to help provide for support for the Mormons. Furthermore, the programs call for more bishop storehouses to be created. Due to the Church's influence in the Western states, it is also translated into increased support for their policies. I will support communalism. 37 Progressive Party primary is here. A nearly contested convention. The exiled Iowa activist and prominent farmer labor ally Henry Walls, former California governor ally Theodore Roosevelt, Hiram Johnson, and it just leaves it there. We'll say Hiram's the man for the job. He's not, but we'll say he is. Beautiful. Today, the Canadian government, and through them, the exiled British leaders and the entirety of the Entente, declared their support for the Pacific States of America as a true and only legitimate claimant to the mantle of American leadership. While stopping short of promising direct military intervention, they've offered to bolster our forces with equipment and volunteers, as well as numerous military advisors to speed military planning. They have so far asked for nothing in return, stating solely that the victory would be the boon for the world order. We'll take all the help we can get, dang it. Was a big Bush war. I think it's worth it. Ah, dang it, I was hoping to try the Commonwealth Party, sometimes informally nicknamed the Left Democrats due to their activism and left labor wing of the Democratic Party, has convened today for its first nomination. Inspired by Sinclair's former End Poverty in California campaign, it's no wonder the radical activist is the leading candidate, but as a surprisingly strong contender in California State Senator Hubert Olson. Who'll win? Upton Sinclair has it. I think we're okay on the Mexico front, actually, so I'll go ahead. I'll see if we can get a little help to push us, help us secure Arizona, even push into New Mexico. Yeah, here we go. Rebel fighters for Pacific causes elsewhere in the United States have made contact with our government, offering away an array of scavenged supplies. Will be a great help. Beautiful. I love it. In a bid to help jumpstart the economy, while also supporting the war effort, the Belfast Beverage Company, situated in San Francisco, has recently announced the release of a new soda pop dubbed Belfast Root Beer. Exploding popularity all up and down the West Coast, Belfast Root Beer has become the drink of the Pacific States. It's even begun to hotly sell with our foreign trading partners in Japan and across the Entente, stimulating our civilian economy. In a bid to increase national spirits, the Belfast Beverage Company has even struck a deal with the Pacific government, providing new soda pop as part of the military rations allotted to our troops on the front line fighting radicalism in the Second American Civil War. This move has proven to be a smashing success, with brown troops all across the Rockies finding refreshment in the sugary brown suds, a cold, yet all too quick reprieve from the horrors of war. Commonly nicknamed Mug by the troops, a shorthand pseudonym for the drink coined by the boys of the Berkeley Bulldogs Infantry Division and spread throughout the Army. These root beer rations have increased soldiers' morale as well as public opinion towards both our government and the brewing company, while the recent sales have provided a small boon to our economy. The small slices of Americana like this would help us forget the war, if just briefly, as we fight on another day in order to safeguard American democracy. A certified mug moment. Prior to the outbreak of the Civil War, the Pacific Coast League was the second most prestigious league in all of American baseball after the majors themselves. Now that the war has all but decimated East Coast baseball, the PCL is now at the highest level league in the land, and its talent flocking westward as a result due to our relative stability. Yankee phenomenon and San Francisco native Joe DiMaggio has come home to play for his hometown Seals, now facing a very strong San Diego Padres team headlined by young Ted Williams and Joe's brother Vince for the championship. President Frank Merriam is due to throw the ceremonial first pitch. What looks to be a very well-attended series and a huge morale boost for the nation. Take me out to the ball game. Beautiful. I think we'll hold out to see if we can get something on research and production. William Randolph Hearst, a man notable for being disliked by the common people on a personal level, has been using his papers to make sure people still fear he's the only viable option. Those papers make sure to run articles on the death toll resulting from the war with MacArthur that Hearst promises to put an end to. Numbers experts are calling inflated. Furthermore, he's published increasing stories about local crime and rampaging of both syndicalists and gangsters. Canada, Japan's plotting against America, and most absurdly, the other parties plotting with the CSA. Damn this yellow journalism. Western Command Center has taken a very rough beating. We're taking an okay amount of casualties, but everyone else hasn't even taken much yet, which is interesting. Anywho, let's work on organizing victory. All elements of our society should be brought together to bolster the war effort. Under Marshall's close supervision, our factories will produce more equipment than ever before, and we will show the world the might of the West. Beautiful. And we'll keep going for a little longer. We've almost secured all of Idaho. Doing well pushing into Utah, Arizona. Well, Utah as well. We'll see if we can't get encirclement off there. Already making a good start. There goes the Western Command Center. We'll get you guys to reinforce these. No, that's not who I want to select. I want to select you guys. And you guys will go ahead and reinforce the central line over here. We'll push into Colorado and Wyoming from here. Meanwhile, we'll use you to go ahead. Get working on radio. The Spiritualist Party is a vaguely right-wing entity that has merged various fringe organizations associated with conspiracism and orthodox religious beliefs, along with a few profitable faith parties. This party is led by Edwin Longstreet Bowden. It is simply too French to win an election. He has settled for endorsing William Randolph Hearst, promising to protect Mr. Hearst from cynical spies, and praising his anti-British stance. Hearst's campaign appreciates the gesture, although are sure not to thank him too publicly. What strange characters. There goes Puerto Rico. The election is finally upon us, with each party hoping to take its place in the presidency. Thanks to many parties running in the first past the post system, that the party with the most seats will undoubtedly hold a disproportionate amount of seats in Congress. The fact that there's Democratic, Republican, and Democrat is a little confusing. We'll do the Commonwealth Party one this time. And that isn't, it's kind of an ugly flag, but that's okay. Now that the Commonwealth Party rules the Pacific States, a new flag is to be flown up. President Upton since declared, so already thought about adopting a brand new design. However, many suggest adopting an alternate design, one that incorporates the color red. Well, I don't like either design, really, but hold on, let me fucking... I'll save the game here. Okay, that's actually kind of cool. I don't mind that one too much. I can get behind this flag, although I prefer the original PSA flag. I actually have the Mexico recalled our volunteers. What? Dang it. Well, we will surround him in Tucson. Now Columbia wants to send volunteers to us, which I do appreciate. And the rest of us, Entente seems okay with us. Things are a little weird with us in Canada right now, understandably so. But we're kind of just playing both sides and seeing if we come out on top, which I'm okay with that. But whether we will come out on top or not, we'll have to wait until next time to find out. Because I gotta leave it here, gang. But thank you as always for watching. Like if you liked, dislike if you didn't. Leave any comments or feedback down in the comment section below. And I read all comments I get. Appreciate any feedback I have for me, so make sure to check them out. The sub button for uploads weekdays as well as occasional Saturdays. Hit the notification bell if you really want to be up to date with all that. From there, yeah, thank you all for watching, my friends. My name has been Mr. Dogbot333. Check out all the links down in the description box below if you haven't checked it already. And yeah, I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye now.